Good morning. My name is Rob Thacker. I'm the music director here at St. John's, and we are going to sing our gathering hymn for November. If you want to rise and embody your spirit as hymn number 349, We Gather Together.
Greetings. We are doing the announcements before the service really officially begins now. And so if you'll all look in your order of service, there are a number of announcements. I want to make a special announcement. The Covenant team is planning several dates for Zoom meetings. We hope that you can attend them where we can get your input on Covenant. One is on November 30. That's a Sunday at 2 p.m. And the other one currently planned is December 2, which is a Tuesday at 7 p.m. We are looking to add some more dates, so keep a lookout. But we really want your input, and so please note those dates and see if you can attend one of them. Thank you.
And after service today, please join us for the community fair. You'll see tables everywhere, but out in Hanley, but also in Kroll Pfeiffer.
Good morning, everyone. We're the Meekers, and we'll be your chalice lighters this morning. I'm John. This is Jessica, and this is Hazel. Are we ready? Okay. So, as we kindle this flame, may it spark in each of us connection and commitment to this living tradition and to each other.
Good morning. I am Erica, Vice President of the Board currently, and it is my joy to welcome you to St. John's Unitarian Universalist Church. Here we are a community of love and courage, companions on the journey of life. You are welcome here, whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever joys or burdens you carry. You are welcome here if you are certain or questioning. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Wherever you, yes, hopeful or heartbroken, grounded or searching. We honor the richness of our community's diversity, racial, cultural, economic, of age and ability, of gender identity and sexual orientation, of belief and doubt. Each of these is a gift that strengthens the whole. There is much happening in the life of our congregation. You can learn more in your order of service, on the screens in the lobby, or in our fellowship hall. For now, please take a moment to silence your cell phones, settle into this space, and know that you are truly welcome.
I now invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn 305. The first verse is about, springtime flowers, so it maybe doesn't quite fit with what's outside, but we do have a lot of colors going on, and it fits very well with the theme for today. So if you're moved to dance, I guess go ahead. So here we go.
Our affirmation is by William Schultz. There it is. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands.
As you may know, St. John's has started collecting food during our service. I asked Ann Scove, who takes the food to the pantry, to share a few details for our Ministry Minute today. Here's what she said. St. John's recognizes that we must love and feed our neighbors throughout the year, not just during the holidays. For years, we have shared our bounty with friends through Angel's Arms, the free store run by North Fairmont Community Center. The store provides food, clothing, household goods, furniture, toiletries, baby items, even Halloween costumes to neighbors in need. It is run by a small but dedicated group of volunteers. And if you would like to volunteer for them, they are happy for help. We did do a split the plate within the last year with the group, and they came to say a few words. And she says she does have tax forms if you need them. And we will be collecting that today. We collect it during our blessing song, which comes just after our story for all ages. Now we move to our stones. Every week we make time in our service to ground ourselves in what we value. We celebrate and honor our community, sharing the joys and concerns that have come into our lives this past week. Here at St. John's, we do this by coming forward to place stones representing what we carry into the sands of our beloved community. If you would like a joy or concern to be read, please leave them on the table. And if you're joining us online, please enter them in the chat. Before I say we don't have any, do we have any online? Okay, we don't have any online joys and concerns. I want to share a joy that I have. Yesterday, about 8 or 9 adults and 2 children came and worked in the children's religious education room for 2 hours together, and it was lovely. The children, my child in particular, asked every single adult what she could do to help, and they all gave her something to do, which was exactly the right thing. It was lovely and beautiful, and we did a tremendous job. There's more work to be done as we make progress on that, but feel free to go check it out. So, and we hold space for all of the joys and concerns that are in this room, spoken or not. I invite you into a spirit or prayer meditation with these words by Reverend Michelle LaGrave. We, you and I, are in between right now. In between what was and what will be. In between who we were and who we will become. In between letting go and embracing. In between saying hello and saying goodbye. In betweenness, it's a thing. In betweenness is a time of fullness, a time of anticipation, a time of hope, a time of worry, a time of sadness. In betweenness is a time of waiting. Waiting for news, waiting for departure, waiting for arrival, waiting for death, waiting for life. In betweenness is a time of transformation, a time of reflection, a time of action, a time of growing, a time of becoming. During this time of in-betweenness, of knowing and not knowing, let us enter into a few moments of silence together. Amen. Blessed be. I'd like to invite any of the children or anyone who feels called to come forward for our time for all ages. Sorry about that, tech team. Sometimes I surprise you. So I've told you this story before, but it's been like a year and a half, and that's forever ago for a story, right? This story is called Sophia's Guest. And one day when Sophia was at work, she found a note on her desk. And the note said, "Dear Sophia, I will be around tomorrow. I wonder if I might stop by your house for tea tomorrow afternoon. Your friend, God." So she thought maybe it was a joke. I mean, wouldn't you? But then she thought, but what if it's not? So on the way home, she went to the store and she bought some supplies, and she bought a brand new mat that said "Welcome" in big letters. And she got home, and what do you think she might have done? What might you do if you thought maybe, just maybe, God was visiting your house? Clean? I heard clean from everyone. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. So she cleaned the house from top to bottom. And in the morning, she started to bake. She wasn't sure what God might like, so she baked bread and cookies. What might you bake if maybe, just maybe, God might come by? Bread? Cupcakes, yes. Anybody else? Scones? Pie. What?
Make ice cream.
Ooh, make ice cream. What about you all? Cookies? So as you can imagine, the house was smelling pretty good. And she started to make tea, but she didn't know, did God like hot tea or cold tea? Did God like tea with lemonade mixed in? So she made all of it, just in case. And pretty soon, she heard a knock on the door. And she went to the door, and the mayor was there, and he said, "Oh, I smelled delicious smells coming from your house, some bread. I thought I might come by and visit you." And she said, "Oh, I have the most special guests coming today. You'll want to meet them. Come on in." And so she brought the mayor in, and she served him some bread and some tea. And they talked about a lot of different things. And pretty soon she heard another knock on the door. And it was all the kids from her school. And they smelled the cookies and the cupcakes and maybe even the ice cream and the pie and the scones. And they wondered if they might come in. And so she said, "Absolutely, I have a special guest coming. You'll want to meet them." And she brought them in. And pretty soon the whole house was filled with laughter and chatting as everybody talked and played and ate and drank. And then pretty soon she hears a knock, knock, knock again. And it was the covenant group from her church. And they said, "Oh, we smelled all these delicious, wonderful smells from your home, and we heard this laughter, and we thought, could we come in?" And she said, "Absolutely, I have a special guest coming. You'll want to meet them." And she brought them in and filled up the entire house with wonderful smells and laughter and joy. And it wasn't until the next morning she thought, "Oh, but God never showed up." And when she got to work that day, she found a note on her desk that said, "Dear Sophia, I had such a wonderful time yesterday. The bread was delicious. The cookies were divine. Tea mixed with lemonade is my very favorite. Thank you for being such a wonderful host. I hope we can do it again soon. Love, God." So let me offer something. There's a lot of understanding in religion that when you host people, when you're kind to people, you are hosting angels unaware. You are living out God's love. You are welcoming God in. All of that. Does that make sense? Does that kind of make sense for the story? No. That's fair. Not every story hits the mark. What do you guys think? It makes sense for grown-up. So maybe we just need a little more work on that. I'll do better next week. Oh, and during our, does anyone have food? Okay, so there are a few pieces. I've lost my ability to talk. There is some food to collect if you would like to collect it during the song. They say not every sermon's going to speak to everyone. The story is the same thing.
Our offering words today are by the Reverend Erica Hewlett. The offering that we take each Sunday isn't just a stale habit. It's an opportunity to recommit to this place and to this people. Our offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something we value. With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. May our offering help us practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation as tools to empower our mission. St. John's is committed to creating a safe and caring community, working for peace and social justice, and celebrating beliefs that respect freedom of thought. Our reading today is Be a Blessing by S.J. Butler, and it begins with a quote from Maya Angelou. The thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself so you can be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud. Somebody who may not look like you, may not call God the same name you call God, if they call God at all. I may not dance your dances or speak your language, but be a blessing to somebody. Look up, look around. I had gotten in the habit of keeping my head down when running errands, stuck in my own dark cloud, closed off and hardly noticing where I was or who was around me. On this day, I decided to greet the world differently. I stopped for gas and started filling up when I noticed a man several rows down. His car was old and packed with junk. So what? He had old work clothes on and looked to be in his 20s. Again, so what? All I did was look at him. Although there were other people around, he came over to me and said, "Hello," and tried to explain something to me in half English, half Spanish. I finally understood that he had to get somewhere and needed directions. No problem, except I didn't speak Spanish. He pulled out his cell phone, punched in a number, and handed me his phone. "Hello?" I said. The voice on the other end told me that her son had just driven straight through from another state, had only 45 minutes to get to a job in another town, and didn't know which direction to go. Did I have any kids, she asked. I have sons, too. Mom to mom, I explained to her where he should go. She looked it up on Google Maps, and together we came up with the best plan to avoid rush hour traffic and get him out to his job without a minute to spare. I gave the phone back to the young man. His mother gave him directions in Spanish while I pointed in the right direction. Then he handed the phone back to me. "What's your name?" his mother asked. She said she wanted to thank me by name for helping her son. I'm sure the mother and son from Texas have forgotten about this day long ago, but the name Blessing I gratefully accepted that day has long stayed with me, a reminder of the simple act of looking up with an open heart. Prayer. May you give and receive the blessings of kindness. May the compassion you show another be a light in your life as well. Amen.
Well, the choir makes their way up. I want to make a special comment about today's song, today's anthem. It's written by Randy Altenow. If you want to wave, Randy. Yeah. And it was written with St. John's in mind. So it's a gift to you all and a thank you. So that's right.
How many of you find small talk easy? Like 4 people. How many of you find small talk enjoyable? More than those 4 people. Okay, we're making progress. As an introvert, I used to find small talk very difficult, and I tended to avoid it as much as possible. When I started attending my first Unitarian Universalist church, I scooted out as soon as the service ended for at least a month, lest someone engage me in conversation. How many has ever done that and willing to admit it? A few of you. As I got more involved in the community, it got easier. I knew people better and knew what to talk to them about, and I started to share who I was with people. And yet it wasn't until I attended seminary that I really began to understand the importance of small talk. Small talk is a low stakes but powerfully invitational. It invites another person to be with you in a meaningful way without demanding too much of them. It reminds people of their commonalities. How about this weather? We're all impacted by the same sun and rain and polar vortex. How about that Bengals game? We're all a part of the same metro area with the same local teams, even if you don't pay attention. Small talk allows us to build trust with each other. It allows us to establish common ground with other people and build the foundation for future relationships. So, my fellow introverts, I have some tough news. Small talk is an essential skill right now as we navigate a challenging world. In his book on tyranny, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century, historian Timothy Snyder offers advice for resisting tyranny. Lesson 12 of his book is make eye contact and small talk. He writes, "This is not just polite. It's part of being a citizen and a responsible member of society. It's also a way to stay in touch with your surroundings, break down social barriers, and understand whom you should and should not trust. If we enter a culture of denunciation, you will want to know the psychological landscape of your life." In his lesson, Snyder talks about how by talking to people, by making small talk, you can help people who are feeling threatened or marginalized know that they matter, much like our reading today. Keeping eye contact helps us connect to other human beings. It keeps us from being pulled solely into a digital world. He also mentions what I know many people are concerned about. How do people talk to one another on other sides of the political spectrum, especially friends and family? Snyder points out that while you can't persuade other people, you can remind them that you are a person. When democracy fails, people are dehumanized. The small things we do make a difference in that way as well. So this is the answer, I believe, to a question I get a lot. How do I talk to the other side? Start with small talk. Ask them about their lives, hobbies, kids, comment on the weather or local sports, engage in active listening, and build on what the other person says. Don't start with the areas you disagree. It's harder than it seems. Find common ground. And I know it doesn't sound like an answer, and it certainly doesn't answer the question of people that you don't care about the relationship. But in 2013, Jonathan Haidt wrote a book called The Righteous Mind: Why Liberals and Conservatives Can't Get Along. And while I know 2013's been a minute ago, he has some interesting things to say. Haidt said that the number one priority for the country is political reform, even then. And he says there are, of course, many things to be done to address political division. He pinpointed a particular point in history as the start of significant division in our politics. This accelerated significantly in, any guesses, like a general year where there's been a sharp division? 2016, that's a good one. That was definitely a sharp division. Anybody else? 2020, another good one. Huh? 1994. That's the closest. 1995. You know why? Newt Gingrich. When Newt Gingrich came in to office, he told the incoming freshmen, don't move to Washington. Prior to then, they moved their families to Washington, D.C. Their children attended school together. They served on committees together, on school boards together, or their spouses did. They ran into each other in the grocery store. Politicians knew each other. They knew each other's families. They developed personal relationships. In 1995, they stopped having relationships outside of work. They stopped engaging in small talk. Small talk makes a difference. It can remind us that the other person is human. They have likes, wants, and hopes just like us. I think sometimes about how different our world is now. We can choose to be in silos. We can isolate ourselves in communities, at church, online. We have largely stopped talking to people with different beliefs as the divisions sharpen in our country. The superpower of small talk is that it can help rebuild those relationships. A few years ago, I started thinking about this topic when Virginia and I were watching reruns of the 90s television show, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. I was intrigued by how, in that show, the main character, Dr. Quinn, would have to fight against discrimination in town and argue with people she disagreed with. And then at a different point, she would be in church with those same people. They would be at the town's cafe together. They would attend a community activity together, build something together, face a storm together, or even save a life. Now, obviously, this is a TV show, but it's a reminder that people used to live in small communities where they had to find points of connection with each other, even if they disagreed about much of the world around them. Perhaps this is the point of what we affirm here each week when we say diversity need not mean divisiveness. So how does this work? I would argue that we begin by learning not just to engage in small talk, but maybe to actually enjoy it. And more of you enjoy it than feel like you are good at it. And the key to really enjoying it is twofold. First, ask open-ended questions that invite low-stakes sharing. Even if you start with an easy-to-answer question, such as, what do you do for a living? You might follow up with, what do you like about it? Or, how did you come to be doing that? The second key to enjoying small talk is active listening. Hear what that person is telling you. Not just the words. Listen for the meaning. What do they like about that job? It can tell you about their values you might share or connect over. Their response to the weather. It can tell you how they spend their time or the stressors they're facing. Small talk becomes more enjoyable if you listen to what a person is offering of themselves and respond in a way that builds on that, showing that you value what they have shared in this low-stakes interaction and inviting further connection in the future. My beloved spiritual companions, we build connections with people around us by opening the door to conversation. Small talk is a powerful key to that door. So go ahead and ask about the weather. Go ahead and chat about the game. Go ahead and ask about weekend plans. Then listen. Listen to what that person tells you. And listen even more deeply for how the spirit of life and love is moving in your connection, inviting curiosity and pointing you to deeper understanding, reminding you of the big truth that we are all connected in an interdependent web, reminding you of that big truth through small talk. Blessed be. Amen. And now a chance to engage in a little small talk. For those of you who enjoy a prompt, I encourage you to ask about the thing you most enjoy in your day-to-day life. If you can hear this, clap twice. If you can hear this, clap 3 times. Wonderful. Let's sing a song.
Welcome back. We'll now sing our closing hymn, 318, We Would Be One. Please rise and embody your spirit.
religion, which like sunshine goes everywhere. Its temple, all space. Its shrine, the good heart. Its creed, all truth. Its ritual, works of love. Its profession of faith, divine living. Go in peace, go in love. Blessed be.